What happens when a Superman at the height of his power is running out of time? What would he do with his time left? Find out now in All-Star Superman. Let's dive in.
Deep within a bleak and dismal swamp, hidden beneath its murky waters, lies the headquarters of the most sinister villains of all time. The Legion of Doom.
Hey everyone, I'm Jake from The Brave and the Boys. We like to review collected editions, top 10 lists, we used to do hauls, and we make fun kinds of videos. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new printing of Absolute All-Star Superman, but we do own it in a couple other formats, so we'll compare it to the brand new DC Compact Edition and compare it to the Deluxe Edition. Let's dive in. So I'm super excited to do this overview because this was actually the first Absolute I ever purchased. So this is my oldest and most well-loved Absolute. So as you can see, the slipcase. The main difference between the first printing and this new printing is the cover price. The original one had a cover price of $100. This one has a cover price of $125. And this is a Absolute that does have a dust jacket, so you get to see this shining, almost deity-like Superman and from the sun. And on the back, you get this gorgeous piece of Lois and Clark on the moon together. But I did like to remove the dust jacket because it looks awkward trying to take the dust jacket off on an overview. Today, we are going to overview what might be one of the greatest Superman stories ever made. So this is just a book dripping in love. What I love about All-Star Superman is I don't have to film a section talking about what to read first. This is completely continuity free. You don't need to know anything going into it. This can be your first Superman story, and this can be your 1000th Superman story. But it is just amazing. It is just a gorgeous book from beginning to end that shows what Superman would do if he's running out of time. So this is one of the best parts, is the beginning. It does Superman's entire origin story, all you need to know, all the beats you've seen before, in one page. Doomed planet, desperate scientist, last hope, kindly couple. And then him soaring. This is what the book is about. It is Superman at his deepest, most authentic self, and he is running out of time. So the book opens with a bunch of scientists that are like Promethea, trying to steal fire from the gods. They are trying to harness energy from the sun, and they get attacked by this thing. And of course, Superman comes and saves them. This monster is being remotely controlled by Lex Luthor, who's imprisoned on Earth, but he's doing work and science for the government. And what you see here is Superman is lifting more than he's ever lifted. He's more powerful than he's ever been, but because of how powerful the radiation from the sun, he's slowly decaying and dying. He is running out of time. So this book shows what Superman would do to get the world ready, and he accomplishes what are the 12 feats of Superman. And Frank Quitely's art here, where you just see Superman's posture and stumbling, is great. And we're going to jump ahead to a couple parts that I think showcase how special this book is. Up next is one of my favorite portions of the book. It is called The Gospel According to Lex Luthor. Luthor is an amazing villain because he sees himself as the hero. So Luthor has been sentenced to death by the electric chair, and he gets one last interview by Clark Kent. And throughout this, you get to see Clark stumble, and every time he stumbles, he accidentally saves Lex Luthor's life, but you just think it's Clark knocking something over. So it's amazing, and you get to hear Lex Luthor pontificate about how the world didn't appreciate him, and about how Superman's an alien and doesn't have to work out, and it's just Lex Luthor being his most Lex Luthor, Clark being his most Clark, and just Lex's arrogance that he could have, helped the Earth so much if he wasn't obsessed with Superman, and he would never, ever consider that Clark could be Superman because of his arrogance. So this is awesome. The parasite comes and attacks, and you just get to see the relationship between Superman, Lex, and Clark, and it is just so perfect and amazing. And just one of the things about this book that's so special is the relationships. Now let's jump ahead to another section. This next panel is one of the most important Superman pages I think ever drawn, where you see a young suicidal girl whose therapist got held up. And in a previous scene, you actually see in the background the therapist getting held up, but she doesn't know that. She thinks that she was abandoned by the last person who was supposed to be there for her, so she decides to end it all. And what does Superman do? He comes and visits them. And in one moment, Superman saves a life. So you get to see in this book Superman be a hero at big moments, and you get to see Superman be a hero at small moments. And this is one of the most important panels in Superman. At this point, I want to show you how this page looks comparatively to the deluxe edition and to the compact edition. So I have the deluxe edition here, and I want to showcase the difference. The first thing you're going to see is the pages on the Absolute are much brighter and glossy, and obviously you get a larger format. And these are the pages on the deluxe edition. This is much more of a matte, which, I mean, matte is nice because it doesn't reflect as much, but look at how much more art you get on the Absolute edition. So you do get a lot more, but I like the deluxe edition. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome, but the Absolute edition is going to be the largest. And now, just for fun, because we have it, we'll compare it to the new compact edition, which is a wildly different size. So this is the new compact edition. Look at how much bigger you get on the Absolute edition. This coloring is nowhere near as good. It's so much darker. It is a completely different experience. So that's just hilarious to me. So now let's go ahead and compare the extras of this edition to the previous. So here you can see some sketches and them explaining the title. Here you get to see a page showing off all the covers, some Superman drawings. And this part's amazing. Here you can see how Frank quietly draws the posture of Clark Kent versus the posture of Superman. Jimmy is a lot of fun in this book. Lois is a lot of fun in this book. Amazing moments. And I love their breakdowns of the characters. We barely scratched the surface of this book. There's so much to it, but I wanted you to go in blind and just highlight a couple key moments that I loved. Now what we'll do is we'll compare this to the extras. So now we have the deluxe edition. We're going to look at the extras here. So it does look like you do get a lot of the same extras. The covers. Yeah, so I'm going to say you get a majority of the same extras. And usually this happens when the deluxe edition comes out far after the original printing of the Absolute. Because, I mean, they've already put together the extras. Why not throw them in? So you get the character breakdowns, though they're much smaller than in the previous one. And lastly, we're going to see if there's any extras in the compact edition. So now we have the compact edition. And just like you saw in our previous video, which will be linked here, instead of doing extras for this specific book, it shows you other DC books you could buy. And that's why I think these are like almost like advertisements, because if you read it and you love it, you get all these awesome options of what to read next. And then you get to see more by the writer, more compact editions, and some other compact editions that you know I'll be picking up. So you don't get any of the extras in the deluxe edition or the Absolute, but All-Star Superman, no matter what format you get it in, it's a Superman book that's gonna make you cry. This video was a lot of fun, so I want to thank you all so much for watching. I want to give a quick shout out to our Discord. We are building a really positive and loving comic book community, so there's a lot of great folks in there, and I'd love to have you join. It'll be linked down below. I also want to give a big thank you again to David and JP from Organic Price Books. It's a lot of fun whether you're seeing this video on our channel or you're seeing this video on their channel. Make sure to subscribe to them, and if you want to subscribe to me too, I would love that too. If you had fun, go ahead and smash that like button, ring that bell for notifications so you don't miss anything from us or from Organic Price Books, and keep reading and stay brave.